Here's a great way to prepare fish. I'm going to pan fry it and serve it with eschalots, cider, and finish it off with cream. It goes so well together. Now I'm using blue Grenadier fish today, but you could use any white fish of your choice. Ideally, you want it to be slightly thick. But I always say go to your fishmonger and see what they have fresh on the day. Now I've just been preheating my pan and I'll add a generous glug of extra virgin olive oil. And a little on the fish too. That's going to help the salt stick. And rub it all over and then season it quite generously with the salt, particularly on the skin and the flesh side too. And while we're at it, some pepper and just on the flesh side. Okay, now we're going to add these small fillets into the pan. Good sizzle. And when you add fish to the pan, you'll see that it starts to firm up and puff up too. So it's a nice idea just to get a palette knife and just press it on it just like this, just so we get an even colour on the skin. Now while that's cooking and going golden brown, we can get on to preparing our shallots. 2 French shallots that I'm going to finely dice. Okay, it's time to flip the fish. So we'll just carefully turn it. Ooh, perfect colour, lovely golden. So when it comes to fish, it's always a good idea to cook it for the majority of the time on the skin side. Turn it over and just cook it for 1 minute on the flesh side. That's all it takes because it is so delicate. So this is going to come out of the pan now and it's going to continue cooking as it sits here, but I'm also going to return it to the sauce once I add the cream. Before we add the cream though, we'll add a few knobs of butter to the pan. And I'm going to turn the pan down to a medium heat and we'll just let that melt. And of course this sauce is going to be delicious because it's that combination of butter and cream. So now we're going to add the shallots, which we just want to sweat off and caramelise slightly. I'll grab a wooden spoon and I'll give that a stir. And they cook quite quickly, so now we can deglaze with some apple cider. Now I'm using dry apple cider, I don't want it to be sweet. Now we need to cook this down for about 3 to 4 minutes or until it's reduced by 1/3, then we can add our cream. In the meantime, I'm going to prepare a garnish, which is just simply some parsley. All right, you can see that this has reduced significantly, so we can finish this sauce off with some cream. Now I'm using this cooking cream, which doesn't curdle or split as it boils, so it's fantastic for a sauce like this, for the assurance that we're going to get that perfect glossy finish on it. So stir that through and just let that bubble away for a moment. All right, let's start to plate up. I've prepared some kipfler potatoes, really nice waxy potatoes when you're serving fish, and we'll just add a few of those onto the plate. I've taken the liberty to peel them too. And as I said, we do need to put the fish back in the sauce to reheat. So we'll place our little fillets into the sauce and turn it off. See how thick that sauce goes? Just right. We'll add the other one, and just any juices on the plate, add that to the sauce because that's flavour. Now one final stir, and I'm just ensuring that I don't add the sauce to the skin because it is so pretty for presentation. Now to plate up, I'm going to bring our pan over and just scoop this lovely thick sauce onto the plate. If you know me by now, you know I love my sauce, especially cream sauces. So I'm going to add quite a lot. And just with my palette knife, I'll grab this fillet of fish here and pop it in the sauce. Some of our freshly chopped parsley over the top, even on the potatoes, is a nice idea. Some freshly cracked pepper. And I do like just a small pinch of salt on the potatoes because they haven't been seasoned, and then on that skin again because that just brings it all together. Yummo. That looks restaurant quality. As my dad would say, people would pay good money for that in a restaurant. A few ingredients, it really shows off any style of white fish, or like I said, you could do it with chicken.